I know that this is something that you've been working on for quite some time, and you're very passionate about it, very personal. So tell me all about this new champagne.
This is Clay Cachet.
Okay.
So this is one of the only bottles in the U.S. right now. So I think we only have 8 here.
Okay.
It's on a cargo ship right now, shipping from France. So yes, I mean, I'm a champagne girl, and I think once you try it, you're going to appreciate it. It's from the Grand Cru region, which is the most prestigious region in all of France as far as grapes. It's a Blanc de Blanc. It is naturally sweet, so it has a very low dosage sugar content, which is less than 5 grams for the whole bottle. So basically 1 starburst.
Okay.
No hangovers.
No hangovers.
Yeah. So super proud of it. Designed everything. Came up with the name. It means hidden key, which is all about, I'm about manifesting. It's basically finding your hidden potential within and just celebrating.
I love that. Can we celebrate right now?
Yes. Celebrate? Perfect. All right.
It's too pretty not to drink.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun day for me.
So you were in France making this, right? You were very hands-on.
Very hands-on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a private label.
Sure.
I picked the region, I picked the grapes, I picked the dosage, I picked the flavor, the taste, everything.
Yeah.
I'm very picky. So naturally I wanted it to be perfect. I'm not going to pop it.
Ooh, perfect. What did you feel like was kind of missing in the space that you wanted to fill?
I feel like, so normal bottles that come from this region could be anywhere $300 to $500 a bottle.
Sure, yeah.
So I wanted to make it, look, it's not cheap. It's $100 a bottle.
Okay.
But I wanted to still make it affordable. I wanted to make it like special occasion, but still, you could drink it on a Tuesday if you want, right?
After a long day with the kids.
Yeah, and I feel like some of the champagnes I like, the bottles aren't the cutest, so I still wanted it to be pretty, right? I want it to be decor. I love decorating bars, so I want it to be just something that you could leave out. It looks nice and classy.
Well, cheers to you. Congrats.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Oh, that is good.
You like it?
Yes, I love it.
Okay, good.
It's smooth. It's tasty. It's delicious. It's really, really good.
Sweetness, right?
It's the right amount of sweetness. It is so good. Well, now I found my new champagne. Thank you so much.
You won't get a hangover?
I won't get well, that's the most important thing because I feel like every time I drink champagne, you get a hangover. So this is perfect.
It's too sweet. They have to add natural, they have to add extra sugar because the grapes aren't as good of a quality. So this is a very low sugar because the natural sweetness comes from the grapes.
Congratulations. It's so good. It's so good. And I know that Chris tasted it. I know Heather tasted it. I know Tarek tasted it. What was the overall consensus?
Everyone says they love it. I know it's like, well, okay, I'm sitting there. But they keep asking for more. And they've been super excited for when the bottles actually come out. And everyone that's tried it is like, when do we get to have it? So I think that's a good sign.
Sure, definitely. I love this for you because like you said, you posted this very long Instagram post about kind of new beginnings and getting off the roller coaster and how this is kind of a new chapter for you. And I feel like this is a good way to kickstart it, right?
Yeah, I mean, what better than champagne?
Right?
Like, it's just, it's perfect. It's perfect for a girl's night, it's perfect for a date night, it's a perfect gift. Like champagne's just celebratory in general and it always just leaves you with like a good vibe.
Yeah, totally. well, you said, in 2024, you wanted to kind of get off this roller coaster. Was there kind of like an aha moment for you where you're like, all right, I got to change things up. I got to switch it up and I got to focus on me?
There was many aha moments, but mostly like 2023 was very stressful and I felt like I was just like waking up with anxiety and just feeling like I couldn't be myself. I couldn't be in my own skin, just not feeling well, not like happy. And I'm a naturally happy person. So I just made a lot of changes in my life about who I was surrounding myself with, making sure that there was only positive, uplifting people around. I feel like we all go through a shedding process.
So true.
But it just came down to like, I was just tired,
Yeah.
Tired.
And how did you kind of get yourself back to where you are now?
I hired a really good life coach, wisdom coach, and she's helped me a lot. We talk weekly, and a lot of it's holding myself accountable. I'm definitely part of the problem, and I'm still working through things and still working through my own anxieties, but it was just really having a lot of self-reflection. I call it awareness, right? Yeah. And now I really notice when other people don't have awareness and when they're projecting and when other people's insecurities are really going on you. And I'm able to just be like, that's not mine. That's not mine. Just stay in my own lane. I just decided I just wanted to be happy. It shouldn't be that hard.
No, right? Happiness shouldn't be that difficult. Do you feel like you found that happiness now?
Yeah. I do. I'm totally at peace. Like, I'm just really grateful. And everything makes me excited now. Like,
Good.
I just feel like removing toxicity, like, I just appreciate the small moments. I appreciate being in the present. I'm not constantly looking to see, like, what's around the corner, what's next. Like, I just feel like I'm just settled.
Right. And I feel like that's an issue for so many people. It's always like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And you can't live in the present. And I feel like it does take a lot of work for a lot of people to do that, because we're always wondering what's the next chapter and what's next for me. And I feel like it's probably a lot more grounding when you're able to get to that point.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. You know, you said you dealt with a lot of embarrassment, a lot of anxiety. I can't imagine going through what you did, but also going through it on a public level.
Yeah.
Kind of talk to me about that.
Yeah, I was very hard on myself. I mean, I've said this before, but I'm the only one in my family that's been divorced. Yeah. I'm the only one in my family that's in the public eye. And so it's just, yeah, it's embarrassing. I was worried about my kids. They're in school. I don't want it to be like, oh my gosh, your mom has 3 divorces. Like, you know, I'm constantly thinking about how it affects other people. But I had serious conversations with my kids because we do talk and communicate. And ultimately, that was the best decision, and I learned a lot from it. And yes, I regret some of my choices, but they made me wiser, stronger, more grounded. So, you know, we all go through stuff.
We all go through stuff, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Oh yeah.
Right. God only gives you as much as you can handle. It's so true.
So hopefully I've had as much as I can handle.
I've had enough. Give me a break. Yes. You did say that, like, communication is key when it comes to your kids. How do you talk to your kids about stuff like that? Because your kids obviously are your top priority, and you and Tarek and Heather and Chris, top priority. How do you talk to them about stuff like that?
I'm not saying that I'm doing it right and everyone's different, but like growing up, I mean, we grew up in a different era. Like me and my parents didn't communicate about things, right? It's just sort of, you kind of just push things aside, you know, sweep it under the rug. But with my kids, like, I want to be open and honest, and I don't want them to make the same mistakes that I made. I want them to be able to come to me with anything and everything, and I will always listen, give my advice, but I won't be judging them if they don't listen. It's just, I want to put it out there, and I want them to really understand me and where I'm coming from, and ultimately that I always have their best interest and that I'm always trying to make the right decisions.
Yes, yeah. What do you say to your daughter about relationships? What kind of advice do you give her about relationships? I
tell her, I mean, right away, I will say, hey, baby, like, that's a red flag. You know, this is someone's insecurity. She just started, talking to boys, but I already pointed out, because I think it's important that she sees it. And sometimes, people are afraid to say things to others, and we're worried no one will listen. Well, at least I said it, right? Right. I just want her to eventually pick a really nice man.
She will eventually. Eventually, she's got a ways to go.
Yes, a very nice, hardworking, kind man. Yes.
You said red flags, and were there so many red flags that you missed in your previous relationship?
It's not that I even missed them. It's just like whatever was happening in my own life, and there's a lot of chaos in this industry and world, and I think I just was swept up in so much that for whatever reason at that time, whatever I was going through, I chose to ignore them.
Sure, yeah. Do you feel like, being in this industry, do you feel pressure to be in a relationship or to be, you know? Yeah.
I think a lot of times people say, oh my gosh, why did you make that public so fast? Well, that's not by choice. Okay.
Right. People they see you out, they're going to take your picture.
Pictures and they send it off to tabloids. And I could have literally just met someone. I could be meeting someone for coffee, and it's the rumor mill spreads quickly, and then it puts pressure on relationships. And then as a new person coming into my life, I can imagine that's very stressful. And then their own families are coming at them. It just creates a whole circus around it. And it's very hard.
Yeah. You got kind of swept up into it and been like, oh, how did I get here?
Yes, totally.
Right. Yeah, I think you said that the first time he proposed, you said no, right?
Yes. So, well, basically, we weren't even super getting along at the time, and he did, and I was like, wait, what are you doing? This is, and then, so he tossed the ring in the pool. But that was probably a sign.
That was probably a sign. But you know what? Behind you.
Whatever. Here we are.
Here you are. I know that you said that it was an expensive mistake that you made. What have you learned from that now that you are taking with you into your next phase?
I learned so much. I can't even unpack it all, but I learned, number one, and I think that everyone should learn this, you have to be very protective, especially if you have children or if you're, a career woman and you have your own money, you must be very protective of that. I didn't have an understanding of the repercussions. Like no one explained it to me and I wish someone would have, but now I have the knowledge and I can explain that to others, which hopefully I probably will someday, and my own children. So there's that. And then also it's just like, really paying attention to my own feelings and not ignoring them and not getting swept up and just taking time. Like not rushing through things. It's just sitting in it, understanding it, asking people that I trust for advice and not just ignoring everyone and being like, oh, I'll figure it out.
Is it hurtful things that he still says in the press, or do you don't even care? Yeah, don't even pay attention.
I don't care at all. It's definitely not hurtful.
You're like, we're good. We're good. We're moving on. And you are good. And you are in a beautiful, healthy, strong relationship now. I mean, I had just a few minutes speaking with him, and he seems wonderful. And he's wonderful. You're wonderful.
He's generally a nice person. Nice people still exist.
Right? They're still out there.
Yes. I mean, we'll experience it, and there can be a lot of scary individuals out there that don't have your best interest, and especially in this world. And so I would say I got lucky meeting him, but I definitely deserved to meet him, and he's definitely just changed my life for the better.
Were you like a little bit like, whoa, what is this? I'm like treated like a nice, I'm treated great?
Definitely. I feel like in relationships, it's like, they reflect on us, our own things that we're dealing with, our own insecurities. So yes, I am definitely the harder one in this relationship. And I've learned a lot about myself, and he's taught me a lot. But I would say the number one thing is like, he's easy to talk to. And when I am, having my own issues, instead of yelling or hiding or doing whatever, he will genuinely sit down with me and like, we can talk things out, which I'm not used to that. I know that sounds weird, but like that was not my normal.
Yeah, not your normal. And has a good relationship with your kids.
Yes, great relationship. He has a great family. I mean, it's just easy,
right? And you're like, what took so long for it to be easy, right?
I was just never... That's not in my DNA. Things just were never easy. So for me, when I was in chaos, it's like I could explain it by like, in my like subconscious, that felt normal. Chaos felt normal. It took me a really long time to understand that is not normal, and that actually is very unhealthy and toxic. So it's just taken a lot of therapy and self-reflection to understand like what's real.
Yeah, but do you feel like now that everything, not just your relationship, but everything else in your life feels easier? Being a mom, co-parenting, work, maybe everything just kind of feels like a little bit less pressure.
I'd say like everything happens for a reason. And I think that the last situation that happened was for me to really appreciate what easy felt like. I think going through hell. Yeah. Then when you're on the other side of it, like everything's just brighter.
Yeah, everything's brighter. Has it changed your view on marriage in the future? I know that's not even, like you said, you're taking it.
Luckily, it's not something I even have to think about.
Right,
like, there's no pressure.
There's no
We're
pressure.
Not having kids. Yeah. So we just get to enjoy our relationship in the present.
Right, in the present. Yes. Because like you said before, you felt all this pressure before, and like, okay, maybe I have to be a certain way because people look at me this way, and I have to, but now all that pressure is kind of gone.
No pressure.
No pressure. And you've put in the work, and you've done that. How important for you is self-care now, too?
Oh, so important.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important. I mean, for me, it could be as simple as going for a 45-minute walk, for listening to an uplifting podcast, to reading a motivational speech, something just that simple. But I think just like a little bit of time out and just a reset and getting outside, that to me is like the best.
Sure. And how's it changed you as a mom?
As a mom, I've always been very, very close with my kids, but I feel like me this way and more grounded and less anxious is just so much better for them in general. I'm sure. Like, I've been hard on myself. I'm not gonna be hard on myself. They still love me. Yeah. We love each other. We all obviously adore each other, but I know that I'm better, more present, more grounded.
Yeah. I love that you said that, after you told them that you were moving on, that you danced on the countertops. You did. You danced on the countertops. Like, what a relief for everybody. It must have been so nice for you as a mom. I can't imagine, because as a mom, I can't imagine how you must have felt like seeing them so happy that you decided to put that in the past. Because I know you said on the show, like, he wasn't nice to me. Yeah. What was that like, that moment for you guys as a family?
Well, the kids would bring it up to me and they'd be like, Dad and Heather hold hands and Dad and Heather are cuddly. Like, you guys don't like each other. You guys never hug. You don't hold hands. Like, you don't even look at each other like you like each other. That's a really sad thing to hear. And I'm like, what am I doing showing them that this is normal? Like, I'm not happy and they can see that. So it's such a lesson. And then when, we first split up, my Brayden, my 10-year-old now, he slept in bed with me and he was like, it's like literally like this old soul took over and he was just speaking like life into me and telling me how wonderful I am. And it was so sweet. And he was just like, you're a wonderful mom. You're a great person. You're like amazing. You just make really bad choices in men. He said, Dad's the best. But you make bad choices. Sorry, Tark. He loves you, obviously.
Obviously. But it led you exactly where you are today. And what wisdom from a 10-year-old, right? Yeah, you've raised some good kids. You really have. And it's so nice to see you and Tarek in such a wonderful space too. And like, I just like, before you came in here, I just rewatched that moment of the two of you on the show last season, and you can tell, like, even then, like, all the weight lifted off your shoulders when the two of you kind of lay it all out there. Was that your intention going into that, to have that conversation?
Yeah, I was told that I, had to discuss the breakup, and I was like relieved on the breakup. So I was like, I don't want to talk about that, but I just felt like him and I have been through so much since we entered this TV world together and separated, and we've both dealt with a lot and we've both come a long way. So I just really wanted to turn it back to what really mattered, and it was our friendship, our history on TV together, and how we've been able to work through so much stuff being thrown at us. And also just like the fact that we throughout everything, we've been amazing co-parents, no matter what's happened. Like him and I have always put the kids first.
Was there ever a point last season, that you wanted to maybe stop, pause, maybe figure out what you wanted to do?
That show was my idea, and I always wanted to do it, and I was super excited about it, and I wanted it to be fun, and I wanted it to show off our real personalities, and no, like I always wanted to do that. And so, yes, I was a little bit worried what was going to happen, but when the network was like, we don't care about him. Yes, the show is going to go on. That to me was the biggest relief, because of course, as a single mom, I love my career and I want to maintain it. But it's just, it's a different time right now in television. So we get scared, right?
Of course, What was your reaction to seeing the reaction of viewers and fans during over the course of that season?
I appreciate it. It was a very real scene. Even just, I watched it earlier during a clip, and it still like makes me emotional because it is so real and raw, but I think that people deserve to see that.
Sure.
I've been on TV a long time, and most of those moments that even really do happen on camera get edited out, because that's not the type of network that HGTV was. And so, I appreciate people seeing the real side of me, because yes, we're all human.
Right, definitely. How are things going to change going into this? I know you just started filming.
Yeah, I've shot one day.
One day. Okay, how was day one?
It was awesome. It was so fun. Yeah. Honestly, it was amazing. I'd been off work for like 9 months, so just seeing everyone, the same crew, and we just had the best time. Everyone's hugging each other, laughing. It was a great day.
Right. So how's your mindset going into this season? Can you tease any changes? I mean, are we going to get that partner swap?
In all honesty, I really truly don't know what's happening yet, because we are still in production, pre-production, figuring out what's what. And I like the fact that I get surprised on the other side, and I don't really know what's happening. I just want to keep it real.
Yeah, just keep it real. Is Chris going to be joining us this season?
So he might make an appearance. As long as it's not dramatic, because we don't have drama. So luckily I'm an executive producer, and if we see him, it won't be anything that would actually affect our relationship, because that would be a huge mistake on my part. I would never forgive myself.
Yeah, no. Have you set new boundaries for yourself when it comes to your relationship? And what are some of those?
Well, I think communication first and foremost, and also things come out, things pop off, that things aren't true, things circulate, and it's just making sure that we talk about it and not ignore it, and that there's no fear in honesty. And I'm very, very vulnerable with him. So yes, he's had to deal with some emotions, but I just want to be honest.
Just want to be honest. You and Heather have such a wonderful, wonderful friendship. Do you consider her one of your closest friends now? You do? Yeah. Did you ever think that the two of you would get there?
No, I didn't. I would say that filming with her last season, that's when our friendship really started. I appreciate hardworking women. I surround myself with them, and I saw that in her, and she is so much fun to film with, and she she is honest, she's authentic. And so I think that's really what like kind of bonded us.
Yeah. What has her support meant to you?
Both of their support meant
yeah.
like so much. I mean, I thank them even as recent as yesterday because that was a game changer for me to have their support.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I love that the four of you all go out together, double date.
We actually really do. And
right?
It's super
and
fun.
It took us an adults trip only. Like, who would have thought?
Yeah, and I feel like people are like looking like,
what's going on here?
We're having cocktails, we're having fun.
Yeah, no,
it's laughing.
It's just laughing, and it's just, I'm sure that's so good for the kids too.
Yeah,
it really
they love
is.
it. I think at the beginning, I could see they were like, and then they're like, okay, it's real, whatever.
Whatever, it's totally going to work. What, I mean, do you feel like there's going to be a lot of changes going into the season? I know a lot of people were maybe gunning for Jeff Lewis to be on your team, things like that.
In all honesty, that is still a TBD. I mean, I'm not saying I'm having a partner because I am not.
Sure.
And I want to do it on my own. I think that's important, but he may make an appearance.
How would you describe last season in just a few words, or even your reality TV journey in just a few words?
Oh gosh, I mean, I don't know, all over the place, ups, downs, all around. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of it, and I am grateful to still be here.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I loved seeing Ant last season as well. That was really fun.
Yeah, they were like, what? Tark's like, are you kidding me? Wow. You'll do anything.
You'll do
anything with us.
to mess with you. Do you feel like that's in the best place it's ever been as well, too?
Oh, yeah, by far.
Yeah. How would you describe your co-parenting relationship?
I would say we went from having none.
Yeah.
I mean, only discussing things when we had to. Like if we were at a school event, we wouldn't say hi to each other. Wow. So that's completely changed. We can sit together on the soccer field. Chris talks to him. We text, we're friendly. And I think ultimately, thank God, because I would feel so bad for Hudson if we didn't have that. Yeah. And then I have this over here with Tark and Heather, and that would be totally not fair, very selfish. So I'm really glad.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
It really is. Everybody wins. There's been another HGTV couple that's been going through divorce headlines and things like that, Brandon and Jen. What advice do you have for somebody that's kind of going through it? And all the headlines are about them right now. And, it's just a lot of attention, a lot of eyes.
You have to ignore it. And you kind of have to shut up. Because if you buy into it, no matter how much you're hurting, no matter how much you want your story out there, it'll never end. So I think my best advice is to just try to stay in your tight-knit group and literally do not Google.
Yeah, do not Google.
Don't read the comments. I feel very bad for them, and it's so hard to go through that publicly. But,
yeah. There have been some changes at HGTV over the past couple months. Were you surprised about Christina on the coast?
Well, it hasn't officially been canceled.
Okay.
But, yes and no. I'm so grateful for that show, and I hope it comes back someday. But I think if it did, and hopefully it does, in a different format that is more real. That show was shot different than the Flip Off, and it was more HGTV. But I think that if it came back, it needs to be more authentic and live in the moments. And there is real drama when you're remodeling someone's house, especially with the homeowners. That all gets cut out. So I just think it would have to be more authentic.
Sure. Was that a change for you going into the Flip Off because you had to be more open about
loved it.
You loved it.
Yeah, because I am always myself, but in a typical show, they're going to cut out the weird things and the emotional things. So with this, the cameras are always rolling, and it's easier to be yourself if you're filming a reality show.
Sure, yes.
Right? It's also more interesting. I'm only going to watch a show that I find interesting. I don't want to watch anything that's cookie cutter or boring.
Totally.
So.
I liked what you said about when you went into the Flip Off, when you were still in your relationship, that you didn't feel like you. Did you feel like over that course of that season, you found who you were again? Did you find you again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Immediately, really?
I feel like the only reason why I played down myself or how easy it is for me to be on camera is because if there's someone over here who's insecure that's making your life harder, if you're shining, it just becomes a whole thing and it becomes exhausting.
Sure.
So it's just immediately oh my gosh, I can be myself. I can laugh with Tark and Heather and no one's going to be mad at me. I can have fun and not have to worry about things. I just get to be me.
You just get to be you. Have you ever been asked to do other reality shows and things like that?
Yes.
Is there anything that you would love to do? Anything that you would never do?
Love to do the show I'm doing right now.
Yes.
I want to just focus on that, focus on the champagne. I'm luckily in a position right now where I don't have have to do things I don't want to do. And that, I feel like when you have to do things based on fear, those are the things you regret. So at this time, I'm good.
You're good. Yeah. How would life be different if you weren't on TV, you think?
Well, I just had 9 months off.
You're right. Okay, so what does life look like?
I would say the good part is like I got to build my design business. I have a partner, Kylie, and we have a flourishing design business in Orange County. So I feel like that had a chance to grow. Obviously, the champagne, I got to put a lot of time and energy into it. So I think that was really good. If I wasn't on TV, I would just work on those businesses more. But now I have a nice balance and I get to do both.
Do you have an idea of what's next? I know we're fresh off. We just popped the champagne, so
yeah. Honestly, I want to get the champagne into like all my favorite hotels, restaurants. Like I'm super excited about that. I think that would be like I'm super giddy just to even think about it being in certain places. So.